Well, good day, viewers, and welcome to Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewood. And today is Sunday, November 30th. Holy cats, the time goes quick, doesn't it? It just seems like the November 1st just started. But anyway, it's now November 30th already. So December 1st is tomorrow. And today is the Sunday afternoon fireside chat. And we got important business here today. Oh boy. So stay tuned. All right, we'll have a quick look at the weather here, and seems that the screen has changed for some reason. I don't know why them things don't stay the same. They always got to be changing something. Anyway, I'm going to try my Zoom here, and maybe it'd be easier for me to see it and without me having to bend over and get into it there and all that kind of stuff. Okay, just hang on a second now. Boink! There, boys, look at that. Holy cats, that's some slick thing, that. All right, so we have 0 degrees at the moment. And southwest wind at 6 kilometers an hour, so that's not very much wind. Pretty calm out today. We're supposed to get up to 1 degree with some mix of sun and cloud, I guess. So anyway, now we're supposed to get a little bit of mess here on Tuesday night and Wednesday. So some weather things are saying a certain amount of snow, and some are saying a little bit of rain. And well, as you can see by the temperatures, that's what it's going to be. A wet snow mess. That's just what that's going to be. So that's what we're up to for this week. Now, Thursday night, it looks like it's going to be fairly cool with minus 11. So that's going to mean freezing things. Friday is kind of cool too, minus 7. And Saturday, it looks like we hit flurries. And maybe flurries on Thursday. Yeah, that's just going to be one of them weeks. Winter's starting, I guess so. But we had a great November. We only had one day where we had a wee little bit of snow just to cover the ground and make it white. So that was good. All right, we'll get you back out of the Zoom here. Boink! That's a great thing. I like that. All right, we'll move along to something else here. We have lots to cover today. So today's Sunday afternoon fireside chat is brought to you by Sir Dave's favorite tractor and cab. All right, we're going to get moving along here now. So as you can see, there is Sir Dave's favorite tractor and cab. Right there. Now Dave just loves cabs, as we all know. No, I guess he doesn't. But anyway, some of you know that Dave and I go back and forth about the cab, and I tease him about the cab, and he teases me about the cab. It's all in fun. I hope nobody takes it that we're annoyed at each other if we're not. Anyway, I tease Dave a lot, and he's offered to buy this cab, and was going to pay an awful lot of money for it, and because he wants a cab for his own tractor, you know. But anyway, I'm not going to sell this cab right away because I kind of still need it. Someday it might be for sale, so Dave will be first on the list when it goes up for sale. So today's order of business is tomorrow is December 1st, and we're getting into the Christmas season and festive and be kind to everybody and all that kind of stuff. So, as I do every year, for the month of December, I'm not going to annoy Dave about the cab. So that's my gift today for December, Christmas time. Now, I did see one comment this morning somebody made about the cab, and I don't know if this fella knows that I annoy Dave with the cab or not, but anyway, it was kind of funny. But yeah, so I'm not gonna. That's my Christmas gift to you, Dave. I'm not gonna annoy you about the cab for the month of December. Now, the only problem is you may see the cab in videos, but I will not mention anything about you and cabs and all that kind of stuff. So it's pretty hard for me to do a video in here without, if I happen to turn around or something, the cab is going to be there. So anyway, but I'm not gonna, no teasing you this month, Dave. I'll leave you alone. Now, if anybody else does anything like I do to poor Dave, I don't know if anybody does or not, but you do have, and we do have up until midnight tonight to keep at them. So, and on 12/01 January 1st, it's all going to start again. Anyway, that's the big order of business for today on Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewood. All right, we'll get on to something else here now. All right, so I guess we're so close to December, I'm going to change the calendar before I don't change it. I'll be halfway into the month before I get it changed. All right, so just hang on a second now. I'll put this over here so I can get a hold of this calendar here. And there now. Oh, those are the eye exercises. See, you could look back and forth, this one and that one, this one and that one. Just go back and forth. That gives your eye muscles exercise. And then this one here is the focus, same as zoom. So, boink. There now, focus. Boink. There now, there's your exercises for today. So we have this here now, so we'll turn this up. And we'll get the picture up here. So the picture's kind of hazy in this one, but anyway. So there we go. We got December up here, and we have, because it's still November and I'm not into December yet, I can say there's Sir Dave's favorite tractor and cab with some lights on it out for display for Christmas. Now the picture's not that great. It's hazy for some reason, but anyway. And then over here we have the MF12 with the loader, and we had at that time we had a snowblower on the back of it, and we have the snow plow on the loader instead of the bucket, and we got the Christmas tree and all that kind of stuff. So there now, we got that done. All right, we're going to have a look at our messy bench here. Isn't that nice? That's just got stuff everywhere. You just kind of just set things down, and you've got a continuous toolbox, so you don't have to go far to look for something. Anyway, a channel I follow, and he follows me a bit too. And anyway, Jason from Overly Equipment had a good video on there yesterday about his hobbies. Now this would be a good place for Dell in the backyard with Dell to go and have a look at this channel. Channel name is Overly Equipment, and the fellow's name is Jason. And he's right into Ford garden tractors, and basically any kind of a garden tractor, but his specialty is Ford garden tractors, like the one that Dale just got recently. And yeah, he was just kind of saying the different things he does for hobbies. Of course, like all I knew of was the tractor, so this was a great video. We kind of displayed things that he did and other hobbies that he has. So he's into model cars and model trucks and model tractors and numerous other things that he does for entertainment besides the tractors. So I had mentioned to him about what I kind of used to do. I don't do it anymore, or very little, but anyway, the wife came to me yesterday and wanted me to see if I could make a star like that shape. So this is what I was doing yesterday afternoon while I was watching Ken's live stream. I watch that pretty well every Sunday or Saturday afternoon, and yesterday I was sitting here basically listening, and I was making this at the same time. So that's what I was doing yesterday afternoon. I made that. So my hobby years ago, and I mean years ago, used to be making copper candle holders out of sheet copper and copper tubing. And well, I did quite a bit of it there for a number of years. So, okay, well, I'll have to use the zoom here. Wink. So, I don't know if you can see that or not, but that was one of the things I made. And then there's another thing in behind that holds a candle. I used to make an awful lot of stuff out of copper. And some of my stuff is gone worldwide, just that I gave it away and it went with the people back home with them, wherever they live. So I've made lighthouses, I've made rowboats, I've made fireplaces, and I've made numerous things. Anyway, it used to be quite fun. And I haven't made a whole lot since about 2002. Kind of stopped there, and then I never really got back at it. But anyway, I better take the zoom off. Look at that. Boink. There now. Yeah, so sheet copper like that, and copper tubing. Anyway, now this isn't a finished piece. That's as good as it's going to get, because what I would do with that if I was making something, a fire or a candle holder, I can't speak anymore. A copper candle holder. So when I made it, then I would take that and I would polish it with, I think it was Brasso, or one of those items that polished up copper. So then to get the rich copper color back into it, I would put it in the electric oven at 325 degrees, I think, for 5 or 6 minutes, and that would take it right back to a nice deep copper color. Then I would clear coat it with all the same clear coat that I use on snow blowers and the shovels and all that kind of stuff, and plows. Anyway, that's what I would do with them, and I almost got into selling them at one spot there, but well, something happened right in 2002, and it wasn't good, and it's just kind of get out of making that kind of stuff. But I had made a few items since then, but very little. But anyway, wife wanted that for doing craft work. No, not craft work, I should say, but she likes doing a lot of finger food displays. She's a great, I don't know if it's called a cook or whatever, but she does a great job of that. Well, I'll see if I can find. Yeah, there we are. So what she wanted this little star for was to cut those out. A piece of sliced cheese, and then cut out the little stars. So she sets the stars on whatever she's doing. This is what she wanted this star made for. So anyway, pretty knacky at that stuff. And some of the things she makes, holy cat's pretty neat. And where she comes up with the idea, I don't know either. Anyway. All right, so that's the end of that little story there, I guess. So you should stop over and see Jason at Overly Equipment. He used to have a business selling used parts, and I think maybe some new parts, I guess, for Ford garden tractors. But sadly, he got burnt out, and the business kind of got stopped. So anyway, he's back at it, but he's just not running the business anymore. So yeah, so I'll go over and have a look at his channel and maybe give him a subscribe. So these two items are used for doing wiring, for small wiring stuff like what I did on the wood splitter there. So these are kind of slick. You put the wire in this end here, and then you close it and it clamps it, and then you pull that and it strips the wire. That's pretty slick. And then you have a cutter at that end. Now, why I'm showing you this is because I found this screw loose here yesterday or the other day when I was using it. So I went to cut something. These two were kind of not matching up and wouldn't cut. So I found the screw falling out, and the same thing with this one. I looked at it, and sure enough, the screw was falling out of that fella too. And this is just a smaller set. So my favorite goop, I took the screws out. I put a little bit of goop on the threads and put them back in. So what that does is it acts just like a nylock nut. Holds everything tight and they won't fall out. Yet still easy to get apart if you have to. So there's the wood pile there. She's kind of going down some. I'll put a little bit of zoom on there. Wink. Oh dear. Things that entertain a person. Anyway. So yeah, it's going down a little bit. So. Wink. So tomorrow is December 1st. So. I'm expecting, like, normally all that would be gone there, that row in the back and the row that's down here that's long, all that right to the floor would be gone by January 1st, normally, or about around there. So we're going to see this year, just for fun, to see if it's going to be the same or not. So normally I use about 10 pieces a day. But, of course, having it open like this, it burns more wood. So today I've got it open, so I'll burn more today than I normally would. But on a day where I'm in here doing something, I put the wood in, then I close the door and I let the thermostat do its job. And that's down there, if you can see that little yellow door down there at the bottom, and that's operated by the bimetal strip that's in behind there that's hooked to that knob. Yeah, it works great. Yeah, so the bits and pieces are going down, but they're lasting a lot longer than I thought. Normally they'd be gone by the end of December too, but that's only about a third gone of what was in there. Great stuff for starting a fire. Holy cats, yeah. Dandy, dandy, dandy. Now, get you dizzy here. We'll go up here for a minute. So there we have some wood here. So that's what I'm going to use for testing out the modifications on the 4-way wood splitter that I did. That's not that big of wood. It's only from about 6 inches up to about 7.5. That's all ahead. the son's pile over there. There was a couple that were a little bigger, but they were on the bottom of the pile. There's an 8-cord pile over there in log form, so I wasn't digging to the bottom of the pile to get them, so that's what I got. So hopefully this coming week we'll have a couple of videos on doing this. We'll try out that. See if we can wear the paint off that I just put on. And then maybe do that toothpick challenge just for fun. So I'm pleased with how this turned out. I kind of like that switch there, so I can still pick that up and away I go with it. Take it somewhere if I want to, whereas if I had to put a foot pedal on it, it wouldn't be as easy, I guess, but you could. But anyway, I like that. That's going to work good. All right, what else are we going to do here today? We're getting down to the nitty-gritty here as to what I'm going to do. So I'm going to shut you off here for a minute, and you can see Rick's Outdoors Rosie cup over there, and it's sitting on top of Robert Little's coaster. Oh yeah, we got to do the stickers here soon too. All right, well, I'll get you set up here in a little bit. All right, we're going to continue on here now. We're going to sit down beside the fire because it's a Sunday afternoon fireside chat, so we've got to be beside the fire. Hopefully everything is working, and the sound is working, hopefully. Anyway, my son just sent me this now. My son used to be right into the weather and always looking at weather, and always at one point we thought that he might have taken the path of being a weatherman, I guess you'd call it, or what is it, a meteorologist, I guess, yeah. Anyway, he didn't, so. Anyway, he just sent me this here, and it looks like that we're going to get 20 to 25 centimeters of snow on Tuesday night, and then a little bit more on Wednesday. But it's still warm enough that it could turn to rain, or if it doesn't, it's going to be that wet, heavy snow, and that is nasty stuff to move, no matter what kind of machine you got. So, yeah, Tuesday, 25 centimeters. Wednesday, 1 to 3 centimeters in the morning. And then Thursday, it's saying 1 millimeter of rain in the morning, and then 2 to 4 centimeters at night time. And that will definitely be snow because it's supposed to be minus 12. So there we go. If I could, and I might, but if I could, I'd wait till Friday to clean up that snow from Tuesday because it'd be froze. A lot easier to move. Anyway, there we go. You just never know what's going to happen with the weather. And just wait 5 minutes and it'll change for you. So, now what have I got to talk to you about? I got to do the stickers here, and like I say, we're going to just kind of shorten up the stickers a little bit because some stickers just aren't really, well, they're active, but they're not active, I guess, or something. But anyway, I'm just going to go over them. You'll be able to see the stickers, so if you want to go and look at their channel, you can go right ahead. So, yeah, anyway, I'll do my best to go over them and try and say a few things about some of them that I've watched. And like I say, I don't watch them all. It's just, it would be great if I could, but I can't. So, the other thing is, now that we're getting into December, festivities will maybe take a little bit away from the Sunday chat, maybe. Maybe chat will be done in the morning, maybe, or maybe done on Saturday, or it might be done on Monday, or it might not be done at all. So for the next month, it's going to be kind of iffy, I suppose. Anyway, you just never know what is going to take place. And I don't even know when Christmas is or what day it's on, or I don't even know what day it is. So, oh, I know what day it is. It's Sunday, yeah. Yeah, anyway, so things may be a little bit off kilter for the next month. I don't know, but anyway, that's the way it goes. I'm sure I had something else to talk about, but I don't know. Like I say, I should be writing this stuff down and try to remember, but anyway. If I don't get it right now or at the chat, I might get it through the week. So I can always add it in through the week when I'm doing something else for a video, I guess. Yeah, I'm kind of rambling and stammering here now, aren't I? So I better get at the stickers, I suppose. Yeah. Fire's nice and hot anyway. Nice and hot. And I'll get my pointer. Don't have that ready either. And we'll see if we can get the studio light on here. Where are we here? Okay. There. All right, we'll get you fellas over here and we'll have a look. Oh boy. There now. All right, so there we go. Okay, so we always start with Grappy's Workshop. Right there. Grappy had a good video there on Friday. He got quite a nice gift from GP Outdoors, I think is the name of the channel. I guess he sent Grappy 2 or 3 things there in a nice package. So you should maybe go and watch that video and see what Grappy got there. Oh, he made, this fella made a laser printing of that on the piece of wood. And that's one of the things that he gave Mike. Looks exactly like this. So somehow he done that with a laser cutter or something. Now, Murphy Mowers, he had a couple of videos on here this morning, I think it was. Now to remember. Oh yeah, one was showing his extractors, you know, those things you drill a hole and you put the extractor in and it grabs going backwards, which will turn out the nut or turn out the bolt. So we had a video on that. Then you had a video on his John Deere, what is it, a 445, I think, with the loader, and he was out cutting the grass with it, so just out for fun. So, all right, then Len's keeping busy. I did hear from Len the other day that I don't know if he's doing videos or not. I haven't seen any videos. So, Garden Tractor Boy had a good video there on that engine that he's working for the Cub Cadet, and the one that he was having trouble with all the spark problems. So, spark problems seem to be fixed. They have the engine back together, and it is running, but there is a noise somewhere. Kind of sounds like some people would say it's a rod knock, but it's not doing it all the time. It's doing it off and on. So it almost seems like it's a piece of tin rattling or something like that, maybe. Then we have In the Backyard with Dell. And then we have Firewood Adventure. Little short there today. Kenny was out in the woods with the. I love that, watching that case tractor crawl through the woods with the loaded trailer on the back of it. Boy, that's some old tractor. That good sized tractor, and it gets lots of gearing in it for going slow. And then we have RCAF Dave Polar Express. Now, you heard me going on a little bit about Dave there earlier, so if anybody doesn't know Dave or know of Dave's channel, you should go to have a look at Dave's channel there. And he's got to be about the best maintenance person that you could ever find, I'd say. He does all his own maintenance on everything, and it doesn't seem to matter what it is, whether it's his tractor or his airplane or his house problems and wood stove and things in the garage, and anything that he has, he seems to be able to fix it. And he talks about how wood stoves work and where he gets his firewood and all them kind of things. So, great channel to go and have a look at. And if you go and have a look, put a subscribe on for him. That's what he's looking for here lately. So, that'd be a good thing for you to do. Then we have maintenance with Mike. Mike is right in the same league with Dave for maintenance. Does all kinds of his own maintenance about this and that, and his tractor and his boat, and side by side, and all different kinds of things. And he's into firewood and stuff too. So great channel to watch there. Then we have Lewis Mowers and Boats. And then we have Rick's Outdoors, Busy People with the Wood. And we have Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewood. He's just kind of busy, I guess. And then we have Rick, Twin Brook Acres. Rick has been working on his MF-12 garden tractor and having some troubles, but I'm sure he's going to get them worked out. He's getting to the point where he's getting a little frustrated, I think, and it's getting cold, and the Massey Ferguson 12 may be put aside until next spring. But we'll see what happens there. He might keep at it yet, but he's having starter troubles, I guess. So the starter he bought for the tractor won't fit. So I don't know what's going on there, but anyway, his starter is a round starter, and the ones that are being sold nowadays, the same one as I got, is kind of like a square starter. So I don't know what the difference would be, other than his tractor is a hydro. My tractor is a geared machine. Now, I don't know if there'll be any difference in the framework or not, but the engine should be the same. Anyway, I'm going to have a look at my tractor, Rick, and just see if it looks the same in where that starter goes there. And I'll email you if I see of anything there. And then we have Everyday Projects. Craig. I think Craig is now gone from Quebec back to out west, BC, somewhere out there. So there you go for the winter. Gravely Man Small Engine Repair. Early was working on one of his tractors that are like this, having spark problems, and he had Magneto apart and trying to get her fixed up. And anyway, Artie is going to get her done, that's for sure. If you have one of those tractors, Artie is the man to go and talk to about them if you're having trouble. And we have in my busy little shop, Robert Little, expert leather maker and tool restorer. And we had the log father. He had a video out, but I didn't get to see it yet. Alan Family Firewood had a video out on giving away wood, I believe, but I didn't get to see that yet. And then we have Big Son's. Big Son, I think, is done cutting grass for this season. Cod Raven, Brian got himself a brand new ATV, so should have go have a look at that video that was on today. And Ross on the land. Ross was having trouble with his back blade there, kind of scratched up his driveway and didn't like that. And he and Aiden were trying to put on a rubber scraper on the bottom of the rear blade, so we'll have to see if that's going to work or not. Gator's world. Gator was working on a vacuum, yeah. So got her all back together now, but we'll just have to see if it's going to work or not, I guess. So I think the next video is what's going to show us that. So that should be good. Did quite a job on her there. Got a new fan in it. The fan went all haywire and got broke, so got a new fan. It's amazing what you can buy nowadays to fix something. And then we have John and Bradley's on Catbird Hill. And over here, Tractor Talk with Gary. Well, Gary could be in the middle of a snowstorm at the moment, or it's already passed, and that's what's coming towards me. I wish I had kept it over with you, Gary. Anyway, he said to me the other day they were getting 8 to 10 or 8 to 14 inches of snow. So he's got the John Deere 2520 all rigged up and ready to go for snow removal, and the Kubota is ready to go too. And then we have Rusty Wrench Restorations. Steve had the video out there on the weekend. Is Pay Roller is what he's going to call this new project that he's working on. He's got her kind of mocked up and showing how it's going to look, I guess. So it's got the roller on it, and the tractor is now going to be driving backwards with him sitting on it looking towards the roller. So the roller basically on the back of the tractor, but that's going to be the forward motion now. So we'll have to see how that works out. I'm sure it's going to work out fine. The only thing I don't know if I heard, Steve, was how you were going to run the hydraulics to steer the articulation part of it. I might have missed that in the video. But anyway, and then we have Adirondack Woodman. Still at the wood too, I'd say. All right, that's going to complete our Sunday afternoon fireside chat. I don't think I'll have any more add-ons, but you never know. You just never know. We've got the kerosene lamps going. I love the smell of those. My mother used to tell me she used to do her lessons by a kerosene lamp. Yeah, that was long ago. I've got 2 kerosene lamps in the house that were at my mother and father's place. I should take them out someday and get them cleaned up a bit and get them going. They're quite a bit bigger than that one. Same style as that basically, but a lot bigger, probably twice as big. And this lamp here, my mother gave me that. I guess they call them hurricane lamps. They won't necessarily blow out in the wind, I guess. There now. The wood just fell down. So I guess it's going to need more wood. Anyway, there we go. Another long one. So we'll chat again. So have a great day wherever you're at and whatever you're doing.